Take a step forward. Since we're walking while standing, you need to move one foot forward. Now in this position, try lifting both of your heels. Go ahead and lift them. Yes, that's good. Now lower them. Have you ever walked in a way where you lift your heels so much that you can actually feel the pressure on your toes on both feet? Have you ever done that? That's right. It might feel a bit off to one side now, and that sensation can seem a little unusual or unfamiliar at first, but that will go away as you continue to walk and get used to it. That's what I noticed too when I experienced this myself. I paid attention to how you were walking, and honestly, you actually walk pretty well, especially considering everything you've been through. All right, that's good. I've seen your walking style now. This is the way you usually walk, right? We all notice it subconsciously. From my perspective, when I say someone walks well or not, it's based on certain criteria. If you're not walking correctly, then what does it mean to walk well today? To get straight to the point, when we stand, we have two legs. Now, could you try taking a step forward? Then you'll have a front foot and a back foot. But when you're just standing, there is no front or back foot. When you're standing, both feet are on the ground. But when you take a step, you have a front foot and a back foot is formed. So then what does it mean to walk? If one foot moves forward and your weight, your body shifts, that's when walking actually begins. Today, you'll come to understand this. Do humans have front legs? We don't have front or back legs. We don't have front feet. There are no front feet. The front foot is already in the air. But what you need to understand today is that humans don't walk with their front foot. But what I'm saying now is that when the three of you walk out of the two legs, you all put your weight on the front foot. You walked with all your weight on the front foot like this. What you need to understand and change is not the front foot, but the back foot. You need to walk with your back foot. With the back foot. This is what you'll understand today. So, in order to do this, you can't fix your gait while you're walking. Please try to understand this well. When it comes to walking, there's no way to correct your gait while you're moving. It has to be settled from the standing posture. Your posture is your gait. Let me take a look at your posture. Watch carefully as if you're watching your own child, and mother, please take a step forward. Since you're standing and walking, one foot has to move forward. Now from this position, try lifting both heels. Go ahead and lift them. Yes, that's good. Now put them down. When you usually walk, have you ever tried lifting your heels so that you can actually feel both toes touching the ground? Teacher, have you ever done that? That's right. That's the key point. When we walk, yes, that's right, that's right, that's right, that's right. What we really haven't done is understand it. We haven't understood it. Try lifting your body. You feel unsteady, right? Yes, you feel unsteady. I talked about this while sitting down about muscle strength in exercise. So what is muscle strength? Muscle strength is what allows you to lift your own body. That's what muscle strength is. But that's what's missing. That's what's missing. Let me explain what I mean by that again. We're used to having our heels touch the ground, but we haven't been able to lift them. So as I'm teaching right now, watch closely. I'll try walking. This is what I was talking about. Lift in the heels. You have to walk with your heels lifted and your toes pressing down, just like this. So, ma'am, the feeling I gave you a moment ago, let's see how it feels. Let's try it. Start. If you lift them, try to feel it now. As your heels lift, you can feel all the strength in your toes, right? In the end, it's really not about using your heels at all, but rather about making use of your toes instead. With the strength of our toes, we should be pushing our bodies forward and walking. But we haven't been doing that. That's right. That's right. So let's try to feel it again. Let's feel it again. What I've been saying is when you're standing still, when you're not moving, your weight should be on your heels. The reason is, when your whole body goes down, the part of your foot where your body is lowered is different. It's here where your body is actually lowered. When you're standing, 60% of your body weight should be here so that you're supported by your bones. Because you're standing on your bones, there's no physical energy expenditure for your body. And it engages the large muscles. This is how our body structure works. But when you move, you have to walk while standing. When you're moving, you have to lift your heel to go forward. Try lifting your heel. That wasn't there. Try lifting it. That wasn't there. So what was there? Let's try experiencing it again. This is the right way, but we did it like this. Yes, we did it. Try lifting it. I lifted this one. I should have lifted this one, but I lifted the other one. Let's try experiencing it once. Now just relax and let yourself collapse. Then come over here. You lifted your knee. You didn't lift your heel, but let's try again. Okay, try to maintain an upright posture. Keep holding it. And while maintaining that, walk over here. Walk over here. Then you won't lift your knee. You'll lift your heel. You lift your heel. You lift your heel. The order is completely reversed. So try to carefully understand this well. When you stand upright and then one foot moves forward, repeating this sequence is what we call walking. But we are optimized for lifting our knees. We modern people, that is. So this is about collapsing that. But when we stand upright and walk, we don't lift our knees. On the contrary, we use our ankles by lifting our heels, the ankle. So the joint that is actually used for walking when we move forward isn't the knee joint as many people might assume. Instead, it's this particular joint right here. Now, you might wonder, why are our feet so long compared to the rest of our body? Among all living creatures on Earth, humans actually have the largest feet relative to their body size, which is quite fascinating when you think about it. Why is that? Because we have to stand on our feet. And the length of our feet determines our stride. Take a close look. The length of the foot, from the heel to the toes, it's the stride length of our walk. Now, four-legged animals don't use their ankles, they use their knees. They lift their legs to move. They have to use this part. In other words, when we stand upright and our chest is lifted, our lower body uses the ankles. That's why mothers limp less, because of the ankles. So, the moment this collapses, if one side is leaning, you have to lift this side even more excessively. But if you lift this part, since you're using your ankles, there's really no reason for it to collapse. There's much less impact. Let me feel it again. It's much better.